Our Legends collection is now available at forthefamily.co. It's been a long time coming, and we're happy to finally get this merch out to you guys. If you like what we do here, this is the best way to support the channel. So head over to the site and pick something up. We now have international shipping, and if you use the code YouTube, you can get 10% off your order. Now let's get right into the video. Product. Every day, we are surrounded by different products. Whether it's the products we use daily or the constant product images we are shown across social media and other digital platforms. As a creative, your work is your product. In this video, we plan to give you a better idea on how to refine and expand your product. Because if you want to make a living from your creative abilities, you must first understand the art of business.
You know, what it keeps coming down to is your passion, your vision, and you know, how do you order your priorities in there? What's important to you in the development of a product?
There's just a tremendous amount of craftsmanship in between a great idea and a great product. And as you evolve that great idea, it changes and grows. It never comes out like it starts, because you learn a lot more as you get into the subtleties of it. And you also find there's tremendous trade-offs that you have to make. I mean, you know, there are just certain things you can't make electrons do. There are certain things you can't make plastic do or glass do. And as you get into, or factories do, or robots do. And as you get into all these things, designing a product is keeping 5,000 things in your brain, these concepts, and fitting them all together in kind of continuing to push to fit them together in new and different ways to get what you want.
Every successful product starts with an idea, a spark of inspiration that charges your creative energy. This is called the conceptualization phase. In traditional business practices, this is where innovators and entrepreneurs identify a need of the market and brainstorm solutions. But as a creative, this is where you first produce your creative work, your product. This is the stage where you let your creativity take over, where you develop your initial ideas into a final result. The key to this stage is to work on your idea to completion. Whatever you start here, you must finish. Once your concept is fully fleshed out, it now enters into the first stage of the product life cycle.
This is a day I've been looking forward to for 2.5 years. So, 3 things: a widescreen iPod with touch controls, a revolutionary mobile phone, and a breakthrough internet communications device. An iPod, a phone, and an internet communicator. An iPod, a phone. Are you getting it? These are not 3 separate devices. This is one device. And we are calling it iPhone. Today, Apple is going to reinvent the phone.
Once your product is fully developed, it's time for the grand entrance, the introduction phase. This is the first official stage in the product lifecycle. This stage is when the product is launched into the market for the very first time. The introduction phase can take a lot of time to move through, depending on the complexity of the product, how it may suit the customer's wants and needs, and whether there's any competition in the marketplace. In terms of being a creative, this means that it could take time for people to get accustomed to seeing your creative work, especially if it challenges conventional thought and cultural norms. Use this stage to develop an audience for your work, an audience who identifies with and enjoys what you create. Once you've done this, you are now ready for the next step in the product life cycle. As your product gains traction and acceptance, it enters into the growth stage. In this stage, you should begin to see the audience for your creations start to grow. While your audience grows, you should continue to improve on your product. For example, if you are a graphic designer, you should begin to learn new techniques and develop your skills as a designer. This will in turn improve the quality of your work and continue the upward trajectory in your growth process. But be aware that while you are improving your skills and learning new techniques, you should not stray too far away from what drew your audience to your creations in the first place. The next stage in the product lifecycle is where you can start to broaden and expand on your product. During the maturity phase, the growth of your product starts to plateau and level out. This is when you should begin to add some differentiation to your product. Over time, your audience becomes used to your product, and that initial growth and interest that your creation had in the beginning starts to wear off. Every creative reaches this stage with their product. The key is to know when and how to change and update your creations. Also, you must know how to gracefully handle your transition into the final stage of the product lifecycle. Unfortunately, everything must eventually come to an end. In the decline phase, the audience that you cultivated within your first stage of introduction begins to shrink. Many people within your audience will evolve in their tastes and change in what they like and what they want from your creations. But you should trust that the decline stage does not mean it's the end for you and your creative career. It is an opportunity to begin something new and move on from your previous creative endeavors. Then begin the product lifecycle all over again with a new creation of yours. As a creative, your creations are your product. Gaining insight and understanding the product lifecycle can help you to know when and how to better showcase your creations to your audience. You may be a little hesitant to dive into the business side of your work, but knowing your business is not a negative thing. Being business-minded gets a bad rep from people who operate from greed, but you should know yourself and know you're not a person who operates from a place of greed. Because if you truly want to make a living from your creative talents, you must first understand the art of business. Our Legends collection is now available at forthefamily.co. If you like what we do here and want to support the channel, head over to the site and pick something up. We now have international shipping, and if you use the code YouTube, you can get 10% off your total order. We appreciate anybody who's made it this far into the video, and we hope that you guys enjoyed it. It's a little bit shorter, but this is still a very important topic in understanding what your product is and how you can give it to an audience as a creative professional. If you don't want any merch, you can always leave a like on the video and subscribe to the channel. That's a free way to support us, and we appreciate every single one of you guys. Links to everything else we have going on are here in the description below. Hope you all have a great day.